Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips, the brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday Sean Bear today. Today gonna go out to see what things are on sale. Today though, new release-wise, there's actually quite a few bigger things coming out. The main big one coming out today, or big ones coming out today, is Blue Beetle. And with that one, there's a number of different retail exclusives. I know Walmart, it looks like it's gonna have a Blu-ray Steelbook exclusive for that one. And then Best Buy is gonna have a 4K Steelbook exclusive. And then it looks like at Target, they're gonna have a exclusive slipcover of the Blu-ray there, from what I can tell. And then also though, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, that releases today as well. And it looks like there's a Steelbook for that, but it looks like it's one of those Steelbooks that you can get anywhere, like on Amazon. They're probably having it at Best Buy, but it doesn't look like it's exclusive to any specific store. Also though, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 releases today as well. And there's also a few other smaller horror films and things today coming out today as well. Also though, at the end of this video is going to be a whole bunch of brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews for some things I received to review and talk about for you guys, so definitely stay tuned for those as well. But anyway though, guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go. So we're head in and see, and like I always say, everyone kind of seems to like when I just show myself entering the store and then looking at like whatever random things they have in this $3, $5 sort of dollar spot. I heard some kind of a rumor too that they talked about they might be like getting rid of this, but I don't think so. It seems like they're always like putting new things in this area, but I think there was some talk about like not having that or something, but it seems to me like it's always popular. Let's see though. We always check over here though to see, anything new book-wise that's here. And I still see some of the Britney books. I know a lot of places they've sold out everywhere, and a lot of people too. I'm really wondering what's going to happen with the new Trolls movie, like if people are going to really see that one, because so many people are mad at Justin Timberlake because of all the stuff that he did to her and all that stuff. So I really have a feeling that like he was one of those kind of people that everybody kind of was like, oh yeah, Justin Timberlake's this nice guy and stuff, and now all of a sudden he's kind of like this bully, and I don't know. I feel like people are probably not going to see that, and he might be kind of like done for a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what happens though, but we'll head over to the section, see what new they have over there today. Hopefully they have the stuff out though, but we shall see. So luckily enough, they ended up actually having everything out, put out today in there today. They ended up having My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, and they had a 3-pack with all the films together. They had Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, as well as Blue Beetle in there. Like I mentioned, they had the exclusive version, which had the collectible art cards on Blu-ray. So yeah, luckily enough, finally this location looks like they're starting to really get the stuff stocked out now. So fingers crossed, hopefully it continues in here, and it's not like a one-time thing that it's like really starting to stock in this one, but we shall see next week. Into Walmart we go. All right, so we're gonna head back and see what they have out. Hopefully, well, it looks like everything is out. At least from here, I see a lot of new things. So let's see. I don't see though, like I mentioned, I saw that thing about a Blue Beetle Steelbook type thing. I don't see anything Steelbook for that one. Was this thing here, but it doesn't say Steelbook next to it. So I don't know if they had one for that or not. Because like I said, I saw something on Blu-ray.com about that. But they do have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. The 4K is $29.96. Blu-ray is $24.96. The DVD is $19.96. And then Blue Beetle on DVD here is $19.96. The 4K is $29.96. And then here is the 3-pack I mentioned in Target that they have, the 3-movie collection of all the films together. So that's really cool if you guys don't have them. And for some reason, I can't remember if the first movie is on Blu-ray or not. I think it is, but for some reason, I can't remember for sure. And then, I'm pretty sure it is though. This is one of the other ones that released today. I saw this one in theaters, this one, Retribution. I actually thought this was I thought this was actually a pretty decent one. And it's funny, at first I saw this and thought, oh, it's a DVD, but it's one of those ones too that they've been doing lately where it's a DVD Blu-ray combo like this, but it's in a DVD case. So don't get confused if you guys are looking for this one on Blu-ray. This is the Blu-ray of it, but it's in a DVD case. It's, like I said, it's kind of the new thing. I think it's because of Walmart. Walmart favors DVDs more often. I think that might have something to do with it. And this movie released today as well, The Good Mother with Hilary Swank. If you guys have seen this one though, let me know how this one was. Then that one is $12.96 for that one. And also though, over here though, they have a whole bunch of these brand new Christmas ones that just came out today, and they're kind of cool. They open up they have like these windows that open for them, like these things. So they're brand new. They're the original versions. They just have new slip covers of these windows on on them. So like there's a bunch of them. There's the Harry Potter 8-film collection, this 10 holiday classics, the Grinch, this Ralph Rankin Bass collection, Charlie Brown Christmas, the Peanuts, Rudolph, the Grinch Stole Christmas, the live action one. Like I said, so many of these different ones. This one with the Cat in the Hat, that's cool. Spencer Breslin, was in my movie, Desert Fiend. So that's cool to see that one here. That's actually very cool. So they have one for his movie, Scooby-Doo, Christmas Vacation, Trolls, Holiday Vacation Run right here. This is cool. This has like so it's all the vacation movies together in this one for $12.99 on DVD. That's a good price. And the Elf, Christmas Story, 50 movie collection. So yeah, a bunch of different ones in here today. And then over here too, a bunch of other things came out today. This I always say that one, Judo Cascu collection, that one came out today. King of Killers released. And then also Christmas Story Christmas, which was a sequel to Christmas Story. That was for, I think it was like the streaming exclusive one. Dolly Parton Magic Mountain Christmas, that came out today. And then let's see, the Bloodthirst movie, that released today. A lot of people who have supported my films have parts in this film as well too. So that's really cool. That one released today for $12.96. And then other than that though, that seems to be all the main new things today, but a lot of stuff out today though. Definitely a big release day. And I noticed they really are starting to stock the Christmas section and everything here. And I saw these are things that always sell very quick, those mystery Squishmallow capsule ones. But there's no, you guys know with me, I like the Bigfoot character. There's none of that character in here, so probably not going to get any of these. I know some of them for some reason had like a weird recall in the, I don't know why, like the ones of these from Target, they weren't allowed to sell them for a while. I don't know, something with the containers or something, but yeah, you never really see these ones out in here, so you can tell they definitely just restock this section. Here's these ones that are knockoffs. These are not Squish ones. These are like kind of a knockoff one here though. That's kind of funny. Into the second Walmart we go. All right, so we'll head back and see this location though. Yeah, see, it's always like that now. It's the Raptured location. I don't know why they like never have things out. And poor Tom Cruise is there hanging off that ledge, thing. After that crazy stunt, and he's like, I want people to come and buy his DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K, and alas, we can't. Sorry, TC, not today. They were raptured. I don't know why. Like I said, this location, this is like the 0 F's given location. It's always like this. It's at least lately, it's been like this. And you look over here, none of the new ones are put out. It's just so strange why this is the one. It doesn't give a shite. This is a newer collection here, a step-by-step one, together the complete series. That's cool. That's $79.96. I don't remember seeing that one in here. Let's check just on this side too to make sure there's anything else. Oh yeah, and this is all the Halloween stuff. I did see something about there being some new like Steelbooks or something that was coming out, which is funny. There used to be, if you guys remember, like DVDs in this spot, like right here, where they had like Steelbooks. I don't see any of that stuff anymore. So they kind of moved that area, so I don't see any of those anymore. So, but I have seen that there are some Walmarts that are having a whole new wall of Steelbooks though, from what I could tell. Yeah, in here though, they actually do have out a whole section of Steelbooks in here. There's a whole bunch of brand new ones here that I think are totally new, like this Arizona one, Clean, this The Man Who Killed Bigfoot. Let's see any other ones that are brand new that I don't remember seeing. This one is definitely new here for Terrifier 2. For Damien Leone's, that's really cool. For $24.99, this 4K one. And then they have Jeepers Creepers Reborn here as well. That's a brand new Steelbook here. They have Fright Night 2 4K. So look at all these different ones in here. The Black to Future trilogy, Smokey and the Bandit. So look at all these ones are all brand new in here too. So really cool, all these different Steelbooks in here. Into Best Buy we go. And I saw all this stuff out here, like this Black Friday type stuff. I don't know what this is, if there was something like they redid on the sidewalk here, or I can't figure out what it is. This is the kind of stuff they usually would put out for like Black Friday for lines and stuff. Oh, I think something cracked here and they redid it or something, it looks like. But we'll head back and see what they have out in here today. Every time I come in here though, it's like this sad feeling because next year they'll all be gone. I just really do wonder if they're gonna like change their mind or decide to just keep like a little shelf like this and only have the Steelbooks. We'll see, because sometimes like people say they're gonna do something and then they like backpedal and go, oh well, we actually decided we're not gonna do it exactly like that. I think this Schindler's List one might have come out today because I don't remember seeing that one here on 4K. Let's see though, over here though, you always have to check this side because sometimes there's some new stuff, and I do see like this Justice League one today, and I think some of these Steelbook ones might have been like reissues. And over here I see Blue Beetle, I see the Blu-ray for $27.99, the 4K for $32.99, and then I don't see anything Steelbook wise for that one. And then let's see over here, I see, is there anything new in here? The others was last Tuesday. All these ones so far were last Tuesday, but they have, oh yeah, Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 for $25.99 for the Blu-ray, and then Retribution. This one, I think, did it have a slipcover on the other one? Can't remember if it did or not. Then they have the King of Killers here. That's another one, the DVD Blu-ray combo in a DVD case. That seems to be the new thing going on now for a lot of stuff. And then other than that though, that seems to be all the main new ones here today though, as far as I can tell. So anyway though guys, that was all for my brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Let me know though in the comments below though what you guys picked up on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K, if you guys ended up picking up anything today. Also though, let me know anything new that you guys have seen in theaters or on streaming lately. This past weekend I saw a couple of different things. I went to see though, they brought back, you know, the original Dawn of the Dead in theaters. So that was really cool to see that in theaters. I never saw that one in theaters. I know they had like at one point like a 3D version of it. This was the standard non-3D, you know, theatrical cut of the film. So that was so cool to see. Hopefully they put Day of the Dead back in the theaters, because I would love to see that one as well. I think that'd be really cool. It was funny at first though, some of the websites were showing that it was Zack Snyder's by mistake. When you clicked it on like the website, it went to Zack Snyder's. It was like messed up for like one day, and I'm like, oh, are they putting that one back in theaters? The other movie that I saw, and this is one that I feel like is probably like the most like unknown John Cena movie he's ever done, and I feel like hardly anyone knew this existed. No one went to see it. It only made like $2 million, and it was one called Freelance, and it had Kristen Slater in it as well. And there was something about the movie, like it had this vibe to it that it was like it only had half the budget that it needed to make it. It just seemed like very cheap. I didn't like dislike it per se, but it definitely had this real cheap vibe to it. And then the other movie that I saw was Five Nights at Freddy's, which I'm someone that never really followed the game. I never played it. I knew of it though. I knew of the game and had heard of it and things like that, seen the toys of course, but didn't know a whole lot about the story. I really liked it though. I thought it was really fun, definitely worth watching. I do wonder though if they're going to put out, when it comes, out on Blu-ray and stuff, I know they said they were making it more for, like the teen audiences and everything, but I do feel like there'll probably be like, not an R-rated one, but more like an unrated, I'm sort of suspecting, that has like a little bit more gore and stuff, because I bet that there's a little bit extra stuff that they can kind of have in there to boost it up. And I feel like that would be a big selling point too for that one, to have the, an unrated cut for the Blu-ray and streaming and everything. But anyway though guys, that's all for the brand new video. Now stay tuned for the brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews. And the first one I got here is from Shout Factory, and this is from the Shout Select line. This is the brand new 4K Ultra HD edition here, which includes the 4K and the Blu-ray of the film Fargo. And this is the collector's edition here of the film. This is one of those movies that I've watched so many times throughout the years. It's a great film. It's one of those films, too, if you have never seen this movie, definitely watch it for the first time on 4K if you guys have 4K capacities. Now, on here, though, what this has new on this is it has the brand new 4K scan and restoration of the original camera negative supervised by the director-photographer. It also has a commentary track on here with the director-photographer. It has some featurettes. It has an interview with the Coen brothers and Francis McDormand. It has a cinematographer's article on here. It has original, trailer and TV spot, as well as still photo gallery on this one here as well. But like I said, a great film if you guys have never seen this one. The next one here, this is from Universal, and I saw this one in theaters as well. And I always love these films. I always remember when the first film came out too. It was one of those movies that like everyone was talking about it like crazy, and then they made that TV series that it only lasted for like a couple episodes because everyone was so mad too, because the husband character, John Corbett's character, like he wanted to come back, but then like I think he was shooting something else at the same time and they wouldn't let him do it. So like the show didn't have him on it, and there was like, I think it was like My Big Fat Greek Life, and I watched it. Like I said, it only lasted for a couple episodes and then they canceled it. But I'm glad that like the movies are coming, because they basically like, it took a while and then they brought made the sequel, and then I think the sequel was like 2017 maybe. maybe, or 18. I can't remember for sure. And then now we have My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. Like I said, I really love these movies. And this is basically now, the family is now going all over to Greece. And it's basically, though, because the father, their father had just passed away. So they're kind of going to see one of the friends and kind of to honor him and things like that. So it's kind of them all finally going there together. And it's just kind of like wacky adventures and kind of problems that go along the way for them. Like I said, it's a really fun movie. I love these characters and seeing them back together again. It's just a fun film. This one has on here the OPA, the Making of My Big Fat Greek Wedding, has a commentary track on here with Nina Vardalos. And she actually directed this one as well. I think this is the first one where she actually directed the film, and it has, I can believe she normally would only write the movies. And then it also has on here the a gag reel and then deleted and extended scenes on this one here as well. The next one here, this is from Warner Brothers. They sent over a free copy. This one, let you guys know this one is available. And this is another one that I really like this a lot. And this is Blue Beetle. And I will say that out of, like, you know, the superhero films that I've seen recently, this is probably, in my opinion, probably one of the top ones. I really like this one a lot. And I know the other one that came out too, The Flash, I know a lot of people didn't like that. I like that mainly, to be honest with you guys, to see Michael Keaton again as Batman. Like, and I know the Batman was a little different in certain ways than Tim Burton's. They didn't, like, do those color schemes and stuff like that. But still, just seeing Michael Keaton again finally as Batman to me was cool. So that was, like, what I really liked. I really liked, too, George Lopez's character in this. He's like a real different role, and he has this like crazy big beard thing, like extension beard thing that he has in this movie. It's like crazy. And basically, though, this is like the origin of Blue Beetle and how this kid gets this kind of like thing attached to him where it kind of turns him into this Blue Beetle. And it's kind of him learning about the kind of powers that he has, and then someone who's kind of coming after him as well. I like this one a lot. Like I said, this was really worth watching. This one has on here the Blue Beetle Generations Origin Production Begins, In Flight and Heroes World featurettes on here. Then it has Scarb Vision Episode 1 Initiation and Scarb 2 Mastery on here as well. The next one here, this is from Paramount, and this is the brand new, so this is the 4K Ultra HD, Steelbook release here of the brand new, Mission Impossible film, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Now, Part 2, it's a shame because of, like, everything with SAG strikes and everything, that one has been heavily delayed. I think it was supposed to be out next year, I believe, and now it's been delayed by a whole year because they haven't been able to shoot it or anything. So it's like, yeah, that's the one thing that's always bad with cliffhangers, because you kind of get left like, ugh. So it's like, so that's the thing that's bad. This is going to be a long cliffhanger. I remember, too, when I think of cliffhangers, like, the number one in my mind was Who Shot Mr. Burns? I don't know if that's like one of those things that, like, when people say kind of aged me, but that kind of aged me a little bit. But that's the one that I always remember so well as a kid when they had that. And it was like the whole summer, it was like, who shot Mr. Burns? And you're always wondering. And I remember, to me as a kid, it drove me nuts trying to figure it out. And there was even like Inquirer articles and things on the magazines about it and everything. It was such a big thing about that. So now this is kind of left of this sort of like what's going to happen and everything. I for the life of me, though, I blanked on some of what happened in this one story-wise. So I'm not going to try and remember it. But I did watch this in theaters, too. And I like this a lot. Like I said, I just blanking on what happens in this story-wise, to be honest with you guys. But it has on here, though, a comedy track on here. It also has a bunch of different featurettes on here, 30 minutes of behind the scenes on the film. And I'll show you guys, though, a look inside here as well. There's also the collection here, which is all the films together. And then it has a digital code. And here's a look, though, inside at the Steelbook for this one here as well. Like I said, some movies I, for some reason, totally blank on the whole story because I watch too much stuff. It's like, the problem with me is I watch too many damn things and everything blends together, and then in my brain, I'm just thinking about my next movie I'm going to make, and I'm like writing the scripts in my head. I have too much stuff going on. I just definitely do. The next one here, this is from Paramount as well, and this is the brand new 4K Ultra HD edition here, and this is crazy. This movie is 35 years old now, and this is the first time it's on 4K. I don't know if there's going to be a Steelbook of this or not, but this is, like I said, the 35th anniversary of the film Scrooged. This is another one of these movies, like, I absolutely love this movie. I've watched this movie throughout the years so many times. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I watched this, and it's, Bill Murray as this TV executive who's putting on a production of Scrooge that's going to be live on TV, and he's basically kind of lost his, like, care for Christmas or being a nice person or anything, and he's kind of very, very crappy person. And basically, though, he sees his death and like these ghosts come to him. It's kind of the Ebenezer Scrooge story and Christmas Carol story, and basically shows him what it'd be like if he wasn't born and stuff. It's a great movie. It's one of those ones I feel like most people have seen this one, but if you haven't, it's a must watch. Has on here a commentary track with Richard Donner, some featurettes, Christmas to Remember, the Look of Scrooge featurette on set with Bill Murray as well on this one here. The next ones here, these are from Paramount as well, and these are brand new South Park releases, which is funny on these though, and it's one thing I noticed right away. It was very strange to me because, you know, and certain people are gonna be like, and I was even like that at first too, because like, well, I'll just show you guys after. So this is the 26th season here of South Park. Now, this is a Blu-ray. This is definitely a Blu-ray. There's no way this is not a Blu-ray. And I'm going to check too inside. And like, look, it's a Blu-ray. And then check the actual back. It's a Blu-ray. So it's a Blu-ray release. But people are going to get very confused because the sticker on the front, which is definitely 100% a mistake, says new to DVD. So I don't know how this happened. And the thing is, it was also put on the South Park The Streaming Wars, the one that these are both releasing, and this is a Blu-ray as well. So just if you guys see these in stores, or like, I don't know if the images on Amazon would have these, but just don't get confused and think that these are not Blu-ray releases. And that's why I'm like wondering too, is when these are in stores, like the DVD versions, are they going to have them next to this, or like, I don't know, are they? Imagine if the DVD one said new to Blu-ray and it was all like arse backwards. I don't think that happened, but like the South Park guys, Matt and Trey Parker, would probably think this was funny. This kind of mistake. I noticed it, like I said, right away. It's one of those shows, though, like I said, though, it's crazy that it's 26 seasons of this show. I mean, I remember this show when it first started so well, and it's like, it's just insane to think that it's still on, but it's still funny, it still holds up, it's still just as all over the place crazy. And the Streaming Wars, though, so basically, this is the main South Park that airs on Comedy Central, but they also do some exclusive episodes that are on Paramount Plus. One thing I'm really glad, though, with Paramount Plus is, and please, Paramount, you know, when you do, I'm going to get Paramount Plus, though, to watch Kenan and Kel, the next, Good Burger. But please put it on Blu-ray and, like, down the line. Don't forget about that, because everybody that loves Good Burger is going to want Good Burger 2 on Blu-ray and 4K or whatever you can get it on. Steelbooks, I can guarantee it will sell well. I'm just putting that out there. Please put that on 4K or Blu-ray or some physical release, because everybody's going to want that. I can guarantee it. Now, the next ones here, these are from Kino Lorber, and these are some new 4K releases. Now, the first one here is another film which I've watched so many times, and this is also one I always want to bring this up, too. This is one of those movies I remember back in the day when they, like, started releasing, like, there was like a lot of like budget VHS tapes right when DVD was starting to come out. They had like budget tapes, and I remember at Kmart they used to have ones for really cheap, and they had like Magic, the Anthony Hopkins movie, Children of the Corn, and Cujo. And the one that they had for Cujo, I remember watching it, and it didn't say anything about it on the tape, but it was so edited, and I remember like edited all the bad words and stuff. So every time I think of Cujo, the first time I ever saw that movie was on that edited version of the movie. So like I always think of that cut, and I'm like, why was it like that on that? So any version of Cujo, I'm like so glad to watch like the uncut one, because the first time I ever saw it was this weird TV cut that was like put on a VHS. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but if you guys do, let me know in the comments. That and the other, like I said, the other one was Magic and Children of the Corn. All of them were released at Kmart, and all of them were censored. But like I said, this is the brand new 4K edition here of Cujo, which is a great film about a crazed killer dog, and basically it's, Dee Wallace and her son's character, and they're basically trapped in a car while there's this crazed killer dog, and they're basically figuring out what they're going to do. That's basically the concept, but it is so intense. Stephen King, is based on his novel. It's an absolutely intense film. It's absolutely must watch. It has on here, though, a 2007 commentary track with the director, as well as a 2013 commentary track. And then it has a commentary with Lee Gaiman, author of Nope, Nothing Wrong Here, The Making of Cujo. It has The Dog Days, The Making of Cujo, and also interviews on here with Dee Wallace, the composer on here, special effects makeup artist on here as well. And the next one I got here is from Kino Lorber as well, and this is the brand new 4K Ultra HD edition here of the film Red Dragon. Now, this one was the second time they did this story. story because they ended up doing this with Manhunter. So technically, the first time we ever saw the Hannibal Lecter character was in Manhunter. And then they ended up doing this technical sequel, which was Silence of the Lambs with Anthony Hopkins. I will say, though, when it comes to, the actors that portray Hannibal Lecter, Brian Cox or Anthony Hopkins is definitely the best. And I would say Silence of the Lambs is the best rendition of the character. But when it comes to the origin story and everything to Hannibal Lecter, I do think that the Manhunter was a slightly stronger story, film, the music and everything. So that one I would say I like more than this one. I still did like this one, but I liked Hannibal a little bit more than this one. Now, this one on here, though, has a commentary track on here with Brett Ratner, as well as the screenwriter Ted Talley. It has an isolated score on here by composer Danny Elfman. It has a director's journey documentary, The Making of Red Dragon featurette. It has 7 storyboard to film comparison, Brett Ratner's student film, 7 deleted scenes and alternate scenes and extended scenes, and a theatrical trailer in this one here. The next one here, this is from Kino Studio Classics, and this is one that it's weird that you don't hear about this movie too often when it comes to Robin Williams films. Like, this is one of the ones that I feel like it goes sort of under the radar, films that he was in. And this is a movie called The Best of Times. And it's an interesting film. It's basically about Robin Williams' character and Kurt Russell. And they both of them were, these football stars. And essentially, though, it was kind of like I think it was, hopefully I'm not mixing up the one that threw the football the wrong way, but basically something ended up going wrong at the game, and it was this big embarrassment, and it was Robin Williams' character didn't throw the ball right, or something happened, and basically it kind of messed up his whole life, and the whole town was all messed up because they lost this big game they were supposed to win to the other rival team and the rival town and stuff like that. So basically, it kind of was this whole thing where it haunted them, and Robin Williams wants to kind of relive the whole thing and bring the team back. So basically wants to get everyone who was on that team all these years later to replay the game with the original team and everything. So it's basically them coming together. It's a really fun movie. It has on here a comedy track on here with the director and screenwriter, as well as theatrical trailers on this one. And the next one here, this is from moviezing.com. I'll have a link below where you guys can order this one for the best price. And it's also from Universal. Now, this is the complete collection here on Blu-ray of the show Psych. Now, this is a show where I don't know if they had released all the seasons, separately in the past on Blu-ray. I don't know for sure if they did. I feel like some of the early seasons may not have been released, like I said, I don't know for certain. But I always love these complete series sets, and I'll show you guys, though, a closer look at this. And this is a show that aired on the USA Network, and it ran for 8 seasons, and then they did some spin-off movies as well. I think it was 3 different spin-off movies that they did. And I might be wrong, but I feel like they might have aired one of them on Netflix or something like that. But like I said, I might be wrong about that. But basically, though, it's about this guy who, it's like he's not really psychic, but he kind of can put things together. Like if he sees something or figures out somebody stole something or something, he can kind of just by process of elimination sort of figure things out. Like, I think this person stole this because I saw this thing on their pants, or I saw this. It's basically like he just has the ability to kind of convince people that he's psychic because he's really smart with kind of putting 2 and 2 together or noticing little clues about stuff. And basically, though, he ends up working with the cops and stuff and helping them on cases. And even though he's not really doing this, and his friend joins him along the way, it's a fun series. It's one of the shows I've only seen a select episodes throughout the year, so really glad to have the whole series here of this one. And like I said, I feel like some of these ones have never been released on Blu-ray before, but we'll go through and show you guys all the ones and let you guys know some of the stuff that's on these as well. So here's the complete first season here. This one has the international pilot, James Rodney's audition tape, psych reveal, inside the writer's room, character profiles, audio commentaries, blooper reel, and deleted scenes. And then on season 2, that has deleted scenes, commentaries, podcast commentaries, gag reel, Where's the Pineapple, The Name of the Game, The Adventures of Little Sean and Gus. And then season 3, that one has deleted scenes, gag reel, commentary, podcast commentaries, video commentaries, and montages. So that's cool too. It has video commentaries. I remember one of the first times I remember seeing that, I think, is on one of the Clerks, Clerks 2 or or something like that. I remember Kevin Smith, and then they had like the video one on Ghostbusters, where it was like, not like a necessary video, it was like a Mystery Science Theater type thing they did on the first Ghostbusters DVD. And then season 4 has deleted scenes, gag reel, video commentaries, audio commentaries, the psych outs, montages, and think tank podcast. And then season 5, that has deleted scenes, gag reel, video commentaries, the making of dual spirals, no comment behind the scenes of a psych commentary. And then season 6, that one is deleted and extended scenes, gag reel, video, and audio commentaries, montages, underground with psych, and psych outs. And then season 6, the deleted scenes, the podcast, commentaries, 100 clues, exclusive alternate ending, and then the gag reel. And then season 8, that one is deleted scenes, podcast, Was It Something I Said, music video, Psych the Musical extended scene, behind the scenes of Psych the Musical, gag reel, a Psych farewell, and montages. And then on the Psych 3 movies, like I said, that one has 3 of the films in here. And I don't know if these were on USA, or I feel like I saw something about Netflix, but I might be totally wrong on that. And it has Psych the movie, Psych 2, Lassie Come Home, and Psych 3, This Is Gus on here as well. So like I said, if you guys are a fan of the show, a really great collection here, having all the seasons here together on Blu-ray. Now the next one here, this is from Movie Zing as well, and it's also from the Warner Archive. And this is a movie that I feel like you don't hear about this one too often. I always really liked this film. It stars Dustin Hoffman and John Travolta, and I always thought this was a really sad movie too. Like I remember, like I just remember when I first saw this movie, I can't tell you how much I liked this one. It was like a really great movie, and like I said, even when it first came out, I feel like hardly anyone saw this movie. And basically, though, it's about John Travolta's character, who's this museum security guard who gets fired for one reason or another, and then he goes to try and get his job back, and it basically things become terrible. And it ends up being like he gets like, it holds the people hostage, and Dustin Hoffman's this reporter who's trying to kind of talk to him and figure out what he can do. And it's just, like I said, it's really sad, and it just keeps getting worse and worse as things go along. And it's a great, like I said, great movie, and I feel like one of those movies that so few people have seen. The other one here from Movie Zing as well, and this is also from Gravitas Ventures, and this is an interesting movie. It's called Seriously Red, and this one has Rose Byrne in here, Bobby Cannavale is in here, and basically it's about a woman who all of a sudden, she's a realtor, and she kind of like, all of a sudden, it's like she's always been a fan of Dolly Parton, and she just comes up with this idea that she really wants to do something really different in her life, and she kind of has almost like visions and these thoughts of her being a Dolly Parton impersonator. And it's like she's in like this small town, and it's like she kind of sees this other group of people that are like impersonators as well, when she's at this one event, and she sees like I think an Elvis impersonator and a couple others, and basically she wants to kind of join this group and stuff. It's a really interesting movie, kind of about this impersonator group and this woman who starts to kind of change her whole life by becoming this Dolly Parton impersonator. The other one here, this is from Movie Zing as well, and it's also from Gravitas Ventures. And it's a documentary here called The Haunting Lodge. And this is basically, though, and this is one of those ones, too, at first I wasn't sure, like, is this like a, like a Blair Witch kind of thing where it was, like, made to seem like real? But as far as I know, this is all like a documentary. But sometimes with these things, I won't lie, you can get very confused and you don't know for sure. But basically, though, this was about these filmmakers who were going to stay in this haunted lodge where they basically had heard, like, that people would go to stay there for hunting and things like that, and they would say that weird sort of things would happen there. People were hearing things, and just sort of, there was just a lot of odd things going on there. And essentially, though, these filmmakers get there, go and kind of talk to people in the town, talk to people that, were in the lodge and had experienced weird things. Of course, then they go there and do their own investigation and like sort of what happens. And there's some creepy things that go on in this one. Like I said, this one is called The Haunting Lodge. The other one here from Movie Zing as well, this is also from Universal, and this is Bring It On, Cheer or Die, and this is the horror Bring It On film that they did. And basically, though, it's, I think this was made, for the Sci-Fi Channel initially. This came out probably like a year and a half ago or 2 years, something like that, probably about a year or so back. And initially it only was released on DVD. So glad this one is on Blu-ray. But basically, this is about a group of people who are training for this cheer competition, and they're training in this kind of abandoned place. And basically, people are getting killed off there. And it's got an old school kind of vibe to it. But like I said, it's like mixed with like the slasher, but mixed with Bring It On feeling. So it's a fun movie. Like I said, this one is Bring It On, Cheer or Die. The other one here from Movie Zing as well, and this is from I think Big and Funky Productions is the company, and this is a movie here called Camp Smokey. Now this one, it turns out there is actually, because it says it's the third installment of the Smoky Mountain Chronicles, a series of horror comedy fables based on the legend and lore of the Appalachian South. So I believe, I think, so I guess it's kind of like connected to two other films, and I almost feel like I might have seen one of the other ones in the past, like perhaps the first one. I don't know for sure. This was fun though. It's basically like about the summer camp and this one, like this kid that had gone missing there, and he was kind of now like out in the woods, and it's sort of just about like this weird guy out in the woods, and sort of weird sort of things start to happen out there to the camp and everything. And it's very hard to explain, but it's a very fun movie. Like I said, I'm definitely interested in seeing the other films in the series, and I might have seen the first one. The other one here from Movie Zing as well, and this is also from CBS and Paramount, and this is one to let you guys know that was available as Rabbit Hole, the complete first season here. And this is the Kiefer Sutherland's new show here on this, the Blu-ray release of this one. And this one has on here, though, feature-wise, it has Digging the Rabbit Hole, The Look of Rabbit Hole, and then Stunts featurette on this one here as well. The next one here, this is from SRS Cinema. This was really fun. This is one called Cocaine Crabs from Outer Space, and it's basically though about like, and it's done like super cheesy, and that's kind of the whole point of it. It's like, because it's like these sort of crabs that are like plastic and not really moving or anything like that, and they're just sort of like stagnant. And basically the crabs like, you know, come to Earth, and then basically like they end up getting into this cocaine and then going around and like killing all these people, and it's so ridiculous and real over the top. It's like I said, just really fun movie. Has on here the commentary track on here, and then trailers for other SRS cinema releases. And the last one here, let you guys know that was available as well, and this is from Cleopatra Entertainment, and this is a movie here called Lion Girl. Like I said, this one, you guys know that this one was available, and this one has is a film which features you know, Derek. I always say his name is Derek Mears, but I always say Derek Mears. Every time I see him at a convention too, I always tell him that, because as a kid I used to have such a hard time pronouncing R's, so it's like I always messed up things like that. So it was a girl, and it was hamburger. I was always wrong. So it's like Derek Mears. But this one has on here a director's commentary conversation with Magee, the making of Lion Girl, the Hollywood premiere screening with the cast and crew, image slideshow, and a trailer on this one. But anyway, though, guys, that was all for the review portion of this video. And like I always say, if you guys enjoy these videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.